Thank you very much for coming to our chakra workshop. Basically, a lot of you are probably going to know the stuff that I'm going to teach, but we're all full of energy centers. You know, everything that we are is energy, okay? And with me, when I first started to sit for spirit, people say, just open up. And I'm like, what's opening up? They didn't really explain it to me. But I found that once I found what my chakras was, and my energy centers were clear, then that's how I literally started to open up to spirit. And that's what works for me. And then all of a sudden, I started going up to people, and I could feel that for instance, their solar plexus was out, or their heart centers needed a little bit of work. It was just that knowing and how spirit taught me, and that's how I literally progressed with that's how it worked for me. So I'll just give you a little bit of an insight of what they are, how you clear them, if there's blocks, if they're overactive, and then in the end, in the last part of this thing, I will be playing a meditation which is from YouTube, and it's literally to recharge your chakras. It is quite a long one, but it fills you up, and it'll top you up, and you'll be feeling amazing after it, I promise you. Okay, so...
The thing is, what a lot of people don't realise is, yes, very much with the spiritual work any of us do, it all needs to be aligned, but for everyday life, if they're not aligned, it impacts us in such a big way. And part of what we're going to cover today is what is balanced and unbalanced, and the signs to look for, to which one is out of balance, to the things that it may bring up.
Okay, so for instance, right, so you've got your paperwork that you've been handed out, and the first one is your root chakra. There is I can't even say the word, Sanskrit mantra, the way that there's certain words, which is at the top, Maladara. see what I mean? I need to put my teeth in and learn the language. But I don't. This spirit just taught me that there is my red root chakra, and this is a four-petal lotus flower. But for me, personally, I don't use lotus flower. I use a door. So my door, I open my door and I close my door. And that works for me because it's simple. But when I'm doing a proper cleanse and a detox and realigning and cleansing my body, I always do the lotus flower, because I want to put that vibration. Because everything that we are is energy. And if you're not right and you're out of balance, what is not right? Is it around your heart? Is it your body's full of emotions? Is there something that's in your past? You know, they all make sense. Okay, do everybody understand that? Yeah? Okay, so root chakra. I'm reading off a script, by the way, because it's easier, because I wouldn't remember everything. So the root chakra. Does anybody know what the root chakra is? What's it for? Yeah, so the root chakra is your grounding. This is your foundation. This is where everything that from when you was young and everything that you are starts from your root chakra. So that's your connection to Mother Earth and literally how it, you know, that's where it starts from, okay? It basically, if you read here, it says stability, physical needs, security, survival, manifestation, material world. This is like the real. This is your I am, okay? So if you know, that's where it starts. So I am Pink Sarah, okay? So this is where it starts from. This is where I start from. This is where you start from, okay? So your grounding is so important when you work for spirit, but actually grounding is so important in everyday life. I don't know about you, I ground my home as well. I don't know if any of you do that, but I ground my home, because if I'm grounded and then my home's upside down and unbalanced, it's not going to work, is it? I'm literally, you know, so I always ground my home as well, okay? Crystals that you can use to help your root chakra. There's a list there that's showing the red coral, black obsidian, bloodstone, tourmaline, red jasper, the tiger's eye is a good one. So it says here, if you're unbalanced, if you suffer from anxiety, you're more likely you're not grounded. Okay, your root is it's unstable. It's not just that, but it could mean that could be a part of it. Okay, lack of motivation. That could be you've forgotten who you are. Literally, it can mean that you've forgotten who you are and where you come from. So it's that reminder. This energy centre needs some work. This needs some love. So that's where you need to focus on from. Fear. I think we all go through fear and different things in our life, especially at the moment with the world that it is. We need to give our root chakra that, okay, it's going to be okay. No matter what's going on in the world, I'm here. This is where I am. I can't change what's happening on in the world. I can't change what's happening tomorrow, but I know that I'm grounded and I know where I need to be. You see? See how it works?
This is the core of you being you.
Yeah.
Because if you can't have that core of you being you, then all the rest is going to be out of alignment completely.
Yeah.
And you are going to feel it. And when you can learn to understand that that's where you are and you see the signs of the things that are out of balance, then you've got the opportunity to bring them back into balance.
Yeah. And this is red. This is a red colour. This is red. So even if you're not very good at visualisation or meditation, you just think of red and just think of your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, and just allow that energy to expand and open. So just open that red door, whatever works for you, okay? That's how I do it, and that's the way that Spirit have taught me as well. So that's the way I do it. So
and you'll find everybody's different. So if I was to come to somebody over here, lady in the green, how would you start with your root chakra knowing that it needs to be grounded and in place and being in alignment? Is there something that you do to make it so that it's in alignment?
I bring the white light down.
Yeah, I do the white light, boom, straight from source.
yeah.
Great, see? It's a different again. What about Shaz? So again, so you know what works for you. So you know that to see the signs of that unbalance that's there, you know that for your root chakra to be back balanced, that's what you need. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's it. And everybody will be different because this is you. This is your uniqueness. This is the core of who you are.
So I use the doors, but also another one that Spirit gave me. Have anybody of you heard of the Kundalini? Okay, so the serpent. Okay, so it's from the spine upwards. And when I'm literally just about to work, Spirit just come along, and like the serpent, it comes up me, and I'm open. So that Kundalini awakening, or whatever how you use it. So it's literally finding what works for you and what works. But it's the biggest thing here that we need to do is work on when your body feels out of sync or if your chakras are not aligned. Can you understand? But when you've got one and then the other, then you need to focus on, then it all sort of comes out in line.
If your root one's not in where it needs to be, that's like building a house. If your foundation's not there, nothing else is going to be.
Yeah, okay. So the root chakra is the element of earth, again, so which connects in with the earth, the grounding, you see. Okay, right, let's turn it over. If you look at the back of these, there is like some I ams which you can actually read, which will help you, can help you with your root chakra, which, yeah. So I love being in my body. I love that, don't you? I'm connected to nature, so it's literally these affirmations, these mantras, whatever you want to call them, that can work for you to bring you in that grounding state. Okay, so if we move on to the sacral chakra, does anybody know what the sacral chakra is for? Or what the meaning are? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Okay, so the sacral chakra, yeah, it literally, I always say the sacral chakra is the heart of your passion, your well-being, your sexuality. Everything is here in the sacral chakra. Put my teeth back in. You know, so for instance, I'm not being crude or anything or rude, but if some of you are a bit sexually overactive, maybe your sacral chakra is open a bit too much and it needs to be closed. Or if you're not got enough, or if you're not got that, or if you've got that lack of it, maybe you need to clear your chakra. Maybe you need to open it up and expand it. And giving. Yes, yeah. Creativity, yeah, actually. It's passion, that stimulation.
Self-worth, self-love,
Love.
self-respect, to know that you can express who you are.
Yeah, pleasure, sensuality, self-worth, absolutely.
Dance is a really good word.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And that's 6 petals, but I use the orange door, so I just open it. I don't close my chakras because I'm quite naughty. My phone's ringing. Sorry, my phone's ringing. I phoned the police last night because there were some issues going on last night, and now they keep ringing me back. Okay, so if you're unbalanced as well, addictive behaviours. Okay, that's one. Maybe you're doing too much of one thing. Can't read that, and drama, okay? Seeking attention, lack of desire, insecurity and anxiety again, resentment, guilt, and sexual problems, which I've covered. So I think sometimes that once we literally focus on one chakra, then we work on the next one, then we find that when we're clearing them and we're working on them, I find that we have those moments where we think, well, I've got too much grounding, I need to do a little bit more of the other. Does anybody have Reiki here? Yeah? Anyone that knows, if you think your chakras are not right, I would say see a Reiki healer because they're good at unblocking as well. Okay. Got anything to add to that one?
Yeah, like the creative side, because it is the creative side. I know that when mine's blocked, when I come to making things, that it's blank. And sometimes it means putting yourself in that position to allow it to be blank, to be able to bring it to come back to alignment. It's accepting that it is blank at that stage and that it is blocked, to be able to then move forward and allow it to come forward and open up more. So it's taking that time to understand that. But it goes back to the same things about understanding that if you've got your grounding and your self-worth, then you're in a position to be able to express and stand and own your truth of who you are. And owning your truth is powerful, which will help with the power of you being in line with all your chakras. So it's about understanding them and knowing when you're out of line. We can stand here and give you all of this and you can read everything that's going, but unless you understand them yourself, what's out of alignment, for you, not for anybody else, but for you, these are guidelines because everybody's different, then you're not going to know. You're just going to not feel right. You're not going to understand why you feel right, and it will help you in everyday life. This isn't just about being at the spiritual weekend.
Okay. Okay, again, there's some, the actual sacral chakra is the I feel, so it's literally everything you feel works with this chakra. So I keep it clear, keep it balanced, and do what works for you. Okay, so the solar plexus, does anybody know what the solar plexus is for? Yeah, okay. This is, I want to take my jacket off, I can't. Okay, your solar plexus is, this is your power, okay? But this is where it stores all your emotions, all those, if you've been giving out too much of your power, you find that you're a bit depleted. This is where your power is. This is your spiritual power, I always call this. And I think this one needs a lot more work sometimes, just to clear everything that we pick up in everyday life.
This is what I had blocked before I come in.
Yeah, okay. So, for instance, this is a quite, unbalanced can bring digestive issues, okay? Because you imagine all our emotions, when we're all upset and all that stuff going on in our world, literally affects our stomach, our emotions. So we need to think about that. Chronic fatigue, okay? Chronic fatigue. With myself, I do suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, and working on my energy centres, my solar plexus especially, it helps me, because then I know where I am and when I need to rest, and, because I'm clear, if you know what I mean. And I know that with me, stress affects me a lot, so I need to make sure that I'm clear, because otherwise, I literally have a crash. So there you go. Anger. Low self-esteem, feeling powerless, stubborn, and tension. But when they are balanced, what I like about this one, courage, inner strength, confident, motivated, determined, empowered, This is quite a big one. And this is yellow in colour. And again, I imagine the yellow door. I open the yellow door. Sometimes that yellow door's not always easy to open. Sometimes a little bit stiff, and you just have to work visualising it, opening it and clearing all that emotion. And as you do so, I always send out to the spirit world, bring back any power that I've given out so freely to come back to me, so I can be restored to where I need to be able to go on to the next thing, to help the next person. Okay. This is 10-petal lotus flower. It's around your navel area. And there's lots of crystals again on here. Citron's a good one. I've got that all over my house, which I'm actually lucky.
There's actually, with the solar plexus, when you've got a child that is going through a difficult time of expression, it's often you'll find that it's their solar plexus that is part of the blockage, the anger and the frustration and the rage, and it's that they need. They're not being able to channel it out properly for it to come back in alignment. And when you can see that, you can approach the situation so differently, and it makes it easier that you're understanding it, but they're being understood, and that breaks that barrier down. And that's a huge thing with some children. A lot of children with learning disabilities, when they haven't got the speech to get that across, if you can see those signs that they're coming out and understand that actually it's not coming from a place from them misbehaving, it's coming from a place where everything's out of alignment through that frustration.
Okay, again, there's some more mantras. This is your I do, so this is your empowerment, I do the best every day, I encourage you to clear your chakras, clear your energy and focus and refocus. I encourage this one a lot, because unless you're 100% and your energy's where it needs to be, you can't give yourself away so freely. You can't. You've got to be topped up, recharged, refocused, and know your energy. The more that you get to know who you are and your energies, the more that you notice spirit energies, the more you notice, like when someone comes in the room and there's just something about them you just can't quite understand. Can you understand? It's noticing energies around you. We've all been to the supermarket, and then all of a sudden you just pick up this vibe, this energy, like it's not so good. And, a lot of us, we can put ourselves in a bubble of protection, and just say, keep that energy away from me, and any negative energy, just go back to them with love. But, the more you do focus on your chakras and the energy that you're creating within you, then the more then you can focus on giving it out, okay? Okay, so that's your third chakra, and that's yellow, and that's that one. All right, on to your heart chakra. I think my heart is open. I don't, like I said, I don't close my chakras, and I give love out, and because I know that I get it back. You see, you know, unbalanced jealousy, over attached, needy, hate, fear of authenticity, unforgiving, loneliness, lack of empathy, ungrateful. You know, if we look at that in one day of our life, we probably all suffer from that once in our lifetime, you know, or twice or even more, you know. But the heart and love is one that we need to focus on to do what we do and work for spirit, because love is our strongest protection.
Vibration.
It's the highest okay, you can speak. The highest vibration of them all, you know. And to have love is to have forgiveness, you know, compassionate, accepting. You know, I can't explain. When you work for Spirit, does any of you work for Spirit? I know a few of you do. But does any of you work for Spirit over there? Yeah. So you know that when you give love out and when you've got Spirit that come that close, you know, if we could bottle that up and give it to those that, you know, that we're giving that message to, you know that we've done that job, you know. So this is the one that we need to really as well make sure, you know, that it's right. You know, it's not unbalanced. We need to focus that it's in that right place to give to others, you know. So again, it comes back down to, you know, all of them. We need to focus on all of them, giving them that individual attention that they need so that we can run. You know, we've got loads of chakras, but it's the 7 main energy centres that we need to focus on. That's the start. That's all I want to say. Okay. Lots of different crystals that help the heart chakra. A typical one, which I've got lots of, is rose quartz. Green agate, amazite, I can't pronounce the other one, so I'll skip past that. Green opal and malachite. That's 12 petal lotus flower, and that's the element of air, okay? And, you know, the heart chakra is right in the middle where your heart is, you know, so I just envision that every time I open that green door and I know that love is touching wherever I need to be, okay? Okay, so if we go now on to your throat chakra. How many of you have just held your voice back? How many of you have not said what needs to be said?
Or said yes instead of saying
Say no. You know, so this is your own chakra. You're blocking your own truth. You know, this is the area you need to really have clear, because sometimes people don't want to hear what we've got to say, but sometimes they need to hear it. You know, so it's keeping that clear so that you can be the best communicator for you. And speak your truth, speak what needs to be said, and don't hold back. You know, but sometimes if it's unbalanced, I like this one. Gossip, okay. Lack of trust, arrogance, shyness, fear of speaking, lack of faith, closed off, social anxiety, okay.
Also got your children. If you're the one that's always speaking for children, you don't let them
Speak, exactly. That affects them.
Physically, they can actually get like quite a lot of throat and
Infections,
they haven't got the
ability to
hear it.
speak. Yeah, absolutely.
And I was very much like that as a child.
Me too.
And it wasn't that I couldn't speak, it's easier not to.
Yeah.
And that is the thing to remember. We often in life get to situations where we think, oh, it's easier just to leave it and let it go and let it be quiet. But actually what you're taking in internally has an impact on your body, and it all plays a part. And by doing it, you're denying your own truth. Because whatever those words that you have to say are unique to you, because every one of you are unique. And nobody can tell you how you are, how you feel, and what affects you. Only you know that. So what you feel will be different to somebody else. But you're still entitled to own your truth. Whether they agree with you or not, it is your truth. And that is something powerful to remember, to stand in your own truth.
When I open this chakra, I always get the tingly sensation when I open this chakra. And this is blue in colour, you know, and I just think, I keep going over saying that these are so important, you know, because it's not just one, you need to be in alignment. You need to have your chi, if you like, in that place where you need to be clear, so that you can be the best you. So you can speak your truth. You can speak and have love for everyone else. And you can, I don't know, just make a difference in your life. Because I don't know about you, since I've been working for Spirit, my life's changed so much, because the more that I am me, the more my family can be them, if that makes sense. I'm showing them by example what life is meant to be like, you know, with love, compassion, understanding. My life changed, you know, and it can change for all of us, you know. Okay.
But also, there are times where you are an advocate for somebody else, but the thing is, I actually spoke about this morning, you end up becoming a situation where if you're forever being an advocate and being somebody else's voice and making them in alignment and everything else, you've got to remember to be able to do that for yourself. Because as being in this weekend, we're all spiritual and we've all got that tendency to put everybody else first. This is about taking care of who you are and owning and allowing yourself to speak instead of advocating just for somebody else. It is learning to know that you are allowed and you can advocate for yourself. And having all your chakras in alignment will help you do that.
Okay. So your third eye, this is one that this is right in the middle of your forehead, and it's an indigo colour, and it's your eye see, okay? This is the all-seeing eye, you know, so it's allowing you to see things with your eyes closed. This is what I say all the time, you know. Physical ability, channeling, telepathy, astral travel, connection to your higher self, your intuition, meditation, trust, insight, awareness, connection. This is your third eye. You know, they say, I know someone that I used to speak to, if your solar plexus and your third eye are connected, you know, you've got a really good, strong spiritual connection. But for me, I do them all. Okay? So, if they're unbalanced, denial, fearful, poor judgment, lack of focus, lack of vision, not trusting yourself, and disconnected, okay? Any of you feel disconnected at the moment? Okay.
I know I was for many years because I chose to block it, but also because of my circumstances. Because I chose to ignore those things and allow all of it to go out, I was very much third eye cut off. And it's not until you can take a step away and see that and open it again that you can realise just how much it affects your life by having it closed off. Because all you're seeing is what you can do for somebody else or what it can to keep the peace. Well, that's not the situation that you need to be in because you're blocking it. You can't see really what's happening. You can't see the truth. And you need to be able to see the truth.
Yeah, see, life is like full of illusions, isn't it? You know, we're fed illusions when we're born, you know, the society and all that. But to actually have this third eye open is actually clearing all that illusions and seeing things for what they really are and seeing it in that spiritual, loving way. You know, and any of you got your intuitive, you know, when you know that you're awakened and you're awake and all of a sudden, You know, you're thinking of someone, and then 2 seconds down the line that person's in front of you. You know, that's when you know that your third eye is functioning how it should be. You know, that when your intuition. If I didn't have my intuition, I would not be here today, because I would have lost my home, my family were in danger, you see. So I trust my intuition 100%. So if you're not in alignment, you know, is your intuition not working as well as it should, then we need to give it that extra focus, don't we, on that, okay?
And also, going over that, when it's out of balance, the big thing is mental health is still got stigma attached to it, but when your third eye is blocked, your judgment is wrong. So if your mental health is out of sync, because of your chakras are out of alignment and whatever else you've got going on in your life, those poor judgments become a pattern. And it's breaking those patterns to understand that actually, if I can align my chakras and I can see the truth, what it is, and that's even the shitty things being the truth, you know, okay, I'm here, I've got a bad situation, it is this, it is black and white, it's a bad day. That's okay, you can still see it, that's owning that. It's not all pink and fluffy. None of it is all pink and fluffy. It's true, it's real, and it's honest. And being honest with yourself will be one of the hardest things that you have to do.
Okay.
Seeing the truth for you. And sometimes those truths aren't nice to see.
Okay, so we're on to your crown chakra, which is right above your forehead, okay? This is a violet. Some see it as a white light, but I use it as a violet door. And, you know, this is your connection to the spirit world. This is your connection to, you know, this is that door that opens, and where I always see this, when I open this, the spirit come in, but also I feel like I'm being cleansed from the universe. You know, that's what happens for me, okay? If you're out of balance, if that's unbalanced, you're disconnected. You've lost that lack of purpose and where you need to be, you know? You know, we all have those moments. What am I meant to be doing? There's something far greater that I should be doing than actually just being, you know? Loneliness, depression. And that's quite a big one, that one. And detached, lack of trust, spiritual connection, and feeling separated from everything. But remember, we're all here, we're all connected by spirit, by the universe, however you perceive it in your own way. But we're all on different journeys, but we're all together as one, just trying to do the best that we can. And to feel that connection when you open your crown chakra, it's amazing, you know, because you know that you're never alone, you know. As spiritual people, we do feel sometimes, even if we've got a whole world going around us sometimes, we still feel lonely at sometimes, you know. But then we have to look at the bigger picture. We have to look at that bigger picture just to say, okay, you know, I might feel a little bit alone or a little bit disjointed at the moment, but if I make sure I am where I need to be, and I listen to what the universe or my higher self is telling me, you know, this is that portal to your soul. This is your higher self, you know. So what are you not listening to? You know, what is your soul contract? What are you not, you know, what are you not making time to listen to, okay? But, you know, this is everything that you need to be.
Yeah.
And the more that you work on your energy centers, the more, this is your, you know, the more you will be where you need to be.
For me, this is the one where it's really important about getting to be your own friend, getting to trust you, getting to know that the knowing that you know about who you are and your truth, you can cope with anything that comes your way, because it's in lining with everything that you've got, and you've got pure source that you take down and you channel. And that is where you need to be, to know that your power is yourself. And for those chakras to be in alignment, to fall into place and know that you can work those chakras, you're empowering yourself. And sometimes we have to learn to bring our power back. And that's such an important situation to be in.
Okay, so,
I'm going to do the meditation.
yeah, we run over actually. Never mind.
Right,
We'll
can
just
do
do the best
meditation.
we
Would you like
can.
to take part in that? Obviously, if you don't wish, that's your choice.
I'll put one over
Has
here.
everybody got a handout? Shirley. Is there any questions before we start?
Okay, I know we're going to probably go into 5 o'clock over because this is 21 minutes long, but if we need to finish early, we need to. But just do your best just to have a little bit recharge because it's like it goes through. Everybody heard of Yeah, so it goes through the different ones, the different meanings, and it's 3 minutes long for each chakra. It starts with your root chakra, but I love doing this one because it literally is as if it's just recharging each chakra. Okay? Just breathe into that chakra, that root chakra. Breathing in. Just clearing the energy. See that orange chakra, that sacral chakra. Breathe into it. Feel it expanding. This is your solar plexus. Let's breathe into it, pushing out any unwanted energy, clearing it, recharging. Moving into your heart chakra now. Just feel that love for ourselves, that connection to love of the universe. Breathe into your heart chakra. Breathing into your throat chakra. I speak my truth. So breathe into that throat chakra. Feel it expanding and recharging. Feel any words that are unsaid be cleared. Now into your third eye. I see. I see what needs to be seen. Feel that indigo chakra expanding right in the middle of your forehead. Breathe into it. Moving into your crown chakra. That all-knowing, that universal consciousness. Push that violet door open. Slowly and gently bring yourself back into the room. Just feeling your feet upon the floor. Just take a deep breath in. And always remember that these are your chakras. These are your energy centers. Okay? Is everybody okay? Yeah? Now you want to go back to sleep now?